Welcome to the official podcast series by Potenza, where innovation meets insight. In this series, we dive deep into the world of SAP, explore the power of robotic process automation, and unlock the true potential of data analytics. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, a business leader, or just curious about the digital transformation shaping our world, you're in the right place. Tune in, stay curious, and let's explore the future of enterprise technology together. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on YouTube for more powerful insights. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Okay, let's unpack this. Just imagine being absolutely swamped by information. It feels endless sometimes, right?
Oh, definitely.
For businesses today, it's not just a wave, it's more like a tsunami of data. Every click, every sale, every single customer interaction.
Yeah, the sheer volume is mind-boggling.
It really is. But how do organizations actually make sense of all that raw information? How do they turn it into something genuinely useful, something that actually drives them forward?
It's true. Collecting data is, well, it's just the first step in this digital age, isn't it?
Right.
The true power, the real gold, comes from effectively combining it, analyzing it, and leveraging it.
Okay.
So today we're taking a deep dive into Mastering Data Integration, a 2025 guide. We're exploring how organizations are tackling this absolutely crucial challenge, combining all their disparate information effectively.
That sounds critical.
It is. And this guide really zeroes in on how to choose the right data integration solution as we navigate 2025. It's a year where, honestly, new technologies are just emerging at lightning speed.
Okay, so this deep dive is for you listening in, whether you're maybe prepping for a big meeting or trying to get up to speed quickly on a new field, or maybe you're just insanely curious about how the digital world really works behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Our mission here is to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge, maybe some surprising facts too, and give you a shortcut to being well-informed about data integration in 2025, without feeling totally overwhelmed.
Exactly. We want to help you understand what data integration really is, why it's such a critical competitive advantage.
And most importantly, what it really takes to get it right. So let's start at the absolute beginning. What exactly is data integration? Can we get a clear picture?
Okay. At its core, data integration is the process of combining information, taking it from multiple, often very different sources.
Right, like databases, apps.
Exactly. Databases, applications, cloud services, you name it, and bringing it all into one unified, consistent, and easily accessible format. Think of it like building a single, coherent story from, say, 10 different books written by different authors.
I like that analogy.
It's fundamentally a technical process. It involves collecting data, transforming it, which means cleaning it up, making it consistent, and then consolidating it.
And where does it end up?
Well, the goal is usually either to load it into a single central repository, like a data warehouse, or perhaps to make it instantly available for analysis and decision-making across the whole organization.
Okay, so it's way more than just, moving files from one folder to another.
Oh, much more.
It's kind of like building the central nervous system for a business's information, making sure every part can talk to every other part effectively.
That's a great way to put it. A central nervous system.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So given that level of importance, what's the big deal? Why has this become so incredibly significant in today's fast-paced world? Why now?
Well, what's truly transformative, is that modern data integration goes far beyond just single data movement. It covers the entire life cycle of data handling.
The whole life cycle.
Yeah, from the initial extraction through transformation, validation, making sure it's accurate, and finally loading. And doing this ensures accuracy, consistency, and it unlocks significant value across all business functions.
Okay, so what kind of value are we talking about?
Well, organizations that really master it see genuinely improved decision-making capabilities. Why? Because they're working with a complete picture, not just fragments of data scattered everywhere.
Right, no more guesswork.
Exactly. They see enhanced operational efficiency, much better customer insights. They get the ability to break down those notorious information silos.
Ah, the silos. Everyone hates those.
Precisely. They cripple companies. Integration provides that comprehensive view. Plus, it supports critical compliance requirements, think GDPR, IPay, because you have data consistency and traceability.
That's huge for certain industries.
Absolutely. And a massive bonus. It facilitates real-time analytics. That allows for lightning-fast responses to market changes or customer needs.
Real time. Okay, that sounds like a superpower for businesses, honestly. But how do you actually do this? What are the core components, the building blocks involved in creating such a powerful system?
Yeah, successful data integration relies on several critical components working together. First, you have data extraction mechanisms. Think of them as specialized hands, pulling information from all those diverse source systems.
Got it. Pulling the data out.
Then you have transformation engines. These act like sophisticated filters and shapers, basically standardizing and cleaning that raw data. Imagine taking data written in different languages and translating it all into one common tongue.
Cleaning and standardizing. Okay.
And finally, loading processes deliver that processed, refined information to its target destination, whether that's a data warehouse, a data lake, or maybe an analytics platform.
And is that it? Or are there more modern pieces?
Oh, definitely more today. Modern solutions layer on crucial additions. Things like data quality management tools, absolutely essential. Metadata management systems.
Metadata. Explain that quickly.
Sure. It's basically data about your data. Like having a really good, organized library catalog for all your information so you know exactly what each piece means, where it came from, who owns it. Super important for trust and governance.
Okay, like a data dictionary on steroids?
Kind of, yeah. And robust monitoring capabilities, too, to ensure everything keeps running smoothly and reliably.
It sounds incredibly powerful, almost, I don't know, magical sometimes, but nothing this impactful comes without its headaches, right? There must be hurdles. What are the biggest ones that organizations actually stumble over?
Oh, absolutely. This raises a crucial point. Despite the massive benefits, there are definitely significant challenges. Data quality issues are perhaps the biggest hurdle.
Like bad data.
Exactly. Inconsistent formats between systems, duplicate records driving you crazy, missing information. All of that could severely impact the effectiveness of any integrated system. Garbage in, garbage out, right?
The classic problem.
Then there's just the sheer complexity of modern IT environments. You've got this messy mix of legacy on-premises systems that have been around forever, plus a sprawling array of cloud-based apps. Getting them all to talk nicely isn't trivial.
Yeah, I can imagine. Old tech meets new tech.
And beyond those technical hurdles, one surprising challenge is often just organizational inertia.
People, basically.
People. Departments can be really comfortable in their own data silos and sometimes actively resist sharing information. So data integration can become as much a people and politics problem as a purely technical one.
That's a really important point.
And of course, you can't forget security and compliance concerns. They're paramount, especially when you start integrating sensitive customer or financial data across multiple systems, some of which might be more vulnerable than others.
Those challenges sound very real. It's not just plug and play. So it's tech, it's process, it's people. Can you give us some concrete examples? Where is data integration really making a difference right now, maybe in different industries? Where's the aha moment happening for companies?
Absolutely. Let's look at retail. Data integration is enabling genuinely comprehensive customer analytics. They're combining online browsing data, maybe app usage, with in-store purchase history and loyalty program info.
Okay, putting it all together.
Exactly. This gives retailers that full 360-degree view of customer behavior, and that leads to personalized offers, better experiences, things that were just impossible before.
Personalization, right. What about healthcare?
In healthcare, it's huge. It's allowing organizations to create unified patient records by pulling data from multiple systems, the hospital EMR, the clinic system, maybe lab results, pharmacy data.
Wow, that sounds critical.
It vastly improves care coordination. Doctors have the full picture. It can reduce errors, improve outcomes, potentially even save lives.
Okay, massive impact there. Any others?
Sure. Think about manufacturing. Companies leverage integration to optimize really complex supply chain operations. They combine data from suppliers, logistics providers, their own internal production systems.
So they can see the whole chain.
Yeah, end-to-end visibility. This helps cut down on waste, reduce delays, predict shortages, and financial services. It's absolutely crucial there for creating comprehensive risk profiles for customers or investments, and also for ensuring strict regulatory compliance, which, as we know, is non-negotiable in finance.
Right, protecting the institution and the customers. Okay, so if data is truly the new oil, and we hear that phrase a lot,
We do.
We've got to refine it, and just like there's more than one way to refine crude oil, there must be different approaches, different methods for integrating data, right?
You're absolutely right. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all solution. There are several key types of approaches we see.
Okay, what are they?
Well, first, there's manual data integration. This is kind of the old school way. It involves significant human intervention. Think about a team painstakingly merging spreadsheets or manually copying data between systems.
Sounds painful.
It can be. While it offers, full control in theory, it's incredibly time-consuming, very prone to human error typos, copy-paste mistakes, and it definitely doesn't scale well.
Can you give an example of where that went wrong? You mentioned a story earlier.
Oh, yeah. I recall a project a few years back where a client tried to manually merge customer data from 3 different regional databases. Big company, lots of data.
Oh, boy.
They spent months on it.
Yeah.
Dedicated team, long hours. And the result, their reports were still riddled with duplicates, inconsistencies, because even a single typo could throw everything off when matching records. It was a really costly lesson in why manual just doesn't work for large, ongoing needs.
Okay, so manual is maybe for small, one-off tasks, but a nightmare for anything bigger or continuous. Sounds like a basic starting point, maybe. What's the next step up?
That brings us squarely to automated data integration. This is where specialized software tools come in. They streamline the whole process with minimal human intervention needed.
Ah, the tools.
Exactly. Automation drastically reduces the time and effort involved and significantly improves accuracy and consistency compared to manual methods and just more reliable.
And what can these tools do?
Well, these platforms typically offer advanced features. Things like visual data mapping so you can see how data flows, automated transformation rules, robust error handling so problems don't stop the whole process, scheduling.
Okay, automation makes sense. What about speed? Sometimes you need data now.
Good point. For those immediate needs, we have real-time data integration. This processes data pretty much as it's generated. It provides almost instantaneous access to updated information.
Like for?
Think fraud detection. You need to know about a suspicious transaction right now, not tomorrow morning, or for real-time dashboards monitoring operations, or maybe feeding live data into analytics models. It often uses streaming technologies.
Streaming, like a constant flow.
Exactly. Data isn't just sitting in batches in databases. It's flowing continuously, like a live video stream, ready to be processed immediately.
Okay, so that's real time. What's the alternative if you don't need it instantly?
That's batch data integration. This is more traditional, perhaps. It processes data in scheduled chunks or batches maybe every hour or overnight.
Like end-of-day reporting.
Precisely. It's highly efficient for handling really large volumes of data, perfect for things like nightly reporting runs or updating a data warehouse where you don't need millisecond latency. It's often more cost-effective than real-time, too.
So you have choices. Manual, automated, real-time, batch. Is it always one or the other?
Not necessarily. Many organizations actually use hybrid data integration. They combine multiple approaches. Maybe they use real-time integration for critical operational data, like inventory levels, but use batch processing for less time-sensitive historical sales analysis.
Ah, mixing and matching.
Yeah, it offers great flexibility and helps balance costs and performance based on the specific need of the data.
This is where it really gets interesting, I think. You've got these different flavors, manual, automated, real-time, batch, hybrid, and it sounds like choosing the right one or the right mix depends heavily on your specific needs, your budget, your urgency.
Absolutely. Context is everything.
So for someone just starting out on this journey, or maybe even for an established company that's feeling a bit overwhelmed by all this complexity, what's a foundational tip? How do you get started without feeling like you're trying to, well, boil the ocean?
That's a great question. And maybe my first big pro tip here, something I really can't stress enough, is to start small and scale gradually.
To start small.
Yeah. Honestly, the biggest data projects often fail, not because the tech is impossible, but because of analysis paralysis, endless planning, or trying to do everything all at once. That boil the ocean syndrome.
Right, biting off more than you can chew.
Exactly. So begin your data integration journey with a focused pilot project. Pick something that delivers high business value but has relatively low technical complexity. Maybe integrating customer data from just 2 key systems first.
Prove the concept.
Precisely. This allows you to validate your chosen solution, refine your processes, learn as you go, and this is crucial, build organizational confidence and buy-in. Success with smaller, manageable projects creates this powerful momentum. It generates incremental wins that fuel the longer-term transformation. And those early projects provide invaluable lessons that inform the much larger, more complex implementations down the road.
That's excellent practical advice. Manage the scope, get some wins, build from there. Don't try to solve world hunger on day one.
You got it.
Now, you mentioned data quality earlier as a major challenge, maybe even the biggest one. It keeps coming up. For listeners grappling with this, what's the most critical piece of advice you'd give around making sure your integrated data is actually trustworthy?
Data quality, yes. My second pro tip, and it's closely related to starting small, is to prioritize data quality from day one. You simply cannot overstate the importance of this.
Not as an afterthought.
Never as an afterthought. Implement robust data quality checks and rules at every single stage of your integration process, from the moment data is extracted from the source, through transformation, right up to loading it into the target. Don't wait until the end and then try to clean up a massive mess.
Catch it early.
Catch it early. Establish clear data quality rules, what defines good data for you. Automate validation processes wherever possible. Set up regular monitoring and alerting to catch issues quickly. You have to constantly reinforce that classic principle: garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
Investing time and resources in data quality upfront saves monumental amounts of pain, rework, cost, and frankly, embarrassment later on. It's the absolute foundation for generating insights you can actually trust and act on.
Garbage in, garbage out. Got it. Okay, so once you know what kind of integration you need, real-time, batch, maybe hybrid, and you've committed to starting small and focusing relentlessly on quality, now you have to pick the right tools for the job. What are the main categories of data integration tools out there right now? What's the landscape look like?
Okay, yeah, the tool landscape is pretty dynamic, and there's a lot out there. We can break it down into a few major categories. First, you've got cloud data integration tools. These are hugely popular now, and for good reason.
Why is that?
They offer inherent scalability, they grow with your needs flexibility, and often a reduced infrastructure burden because the vendor manages the underlying hardware and software. Think platforms like Informatica Cloud, Talon Cloud, Fivetran, Matillion.
Okay, big names there.
Yeah. They really excel in cloud-to-cloud integration scenarios or connecting cloud apps to on-premise systems. And they often come with advanced features, like sophisticated transformations, or even using machine learning for suggesting data quality fixes. Often pay-as-you-go models, too, which can be attractive.
So cloud is a big one. What else?
Then you still have traditional on-premise data integration tools. These are installed and run on your own company servers.
So you control everything.
Exactly. You have complete control over the data processing, storage, and security. These are often preferred by organizations in highly regulated industries like finance or government, or companies with significant investments in existing on-premise enterprise systems that need deep integration. Think tools like IBM DataStage or older versions of Informatica PowerCenter.
But more work for your IT team.
Definitely. They require substantial upfront investment in hardware and licenses, plus ongoing maintenance, upgrades, patching. It's a bigger operational lift for your internal teams.
Okay, cloud versus on-premise. What about really big, complex organizations? Do they need something different?
Yes, for those really complex, large-scale enterprise scenarios, there are dedicated enterprise data integration solutions. These are often suites of tools designed for heavy-duty, mission-critical integrations.
What makes them enterprise?
They usually offer very comprehensive features, highly advanced data transformation capabilities, robust security features, governance tools baked in, and typically come with enterprise-grade support contracts. They often include integrated data governance, metadata management, maybe even data cataloging features as part of the platform. Think broader platforms from Informatica, IBM, SAP, Oracle.
Gotcha. So premium solutions for complex needs. Is there an option for people on tighter budgets or who like flexibility?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
On the other end of the spectrum, you have open source data integration tools. These can be very cost-effective alternatives because there are typically no software licensing fees.
They're free.
Well, the software itself might be free, but implementation and maintenance aren't necessarily. But they offer tremendous flexibility and customization possibilities. Think popular projects like Apache unify for data flow, Apache Kafka for streaming data pipelines, or Apache Airflow for orchestrating complex workflows.
But you need the skills.
That's the trade-off. They generally require more technical expertise in-house for implementation, configuration, and ongoing maintenance compared to commercial tools with vendor support.
Okay, makes sense. Any other categories?
One more worth mentioning is specialized data integration tools. These focus on very specific niche use cases or particular industries. For example, tools designed specifically for integrating Internet of Things, IoT sensor data, or tools tailored for healthcare data formats like HL7, or tools built for specific financial protocols.
So highly tailored.
Exactly. They often come with pre-built connectors and knowledge for their specific domain, which can be very convenient. But the flip side is they might be limited in flexibility if you need to integrate data outside their specialized scope.
Wow, that's a lot of options. Cloud, on-premise, enterprise, open source, specialized. It sounds like the best tool really depends on your specific situation, your budget, your team skills, your data sources, your industry.
Absolutely. There's no single best tool for everyone. It's all about finding the right fit for your specific context.
So if someone listening is trying to figure out which tool, or maybe which category of tool is best for them, what are the absolute key features they should be looking for? What separates a good tool from a great one, regardless of the category?
That's a great question. While the best tool is contextual, there are definitely common features or capabilities that indicate a truly capable and robust solution. First and foremost, I'd say scalability and performance are non-negotiable.
Handling the load.
Exactly. The tool absolutely must be able to handle your growing data volumes and increasing user demands without falling over. Look for features like parallel processing, efficient data compression, maybe intelligent caching. For cloud solutions, automatic scaling based on demand is a huge plus. You don't want to hit a performance wall 6 months down the line.
Okay, scalability. What else?
Second, a user-friendly interface is crucial, especially today. Look for intuitive graphical UIs, visual design canvases, maybe drag-and-drop functionality. This can empower not just hardcore developers, but also data analysts or even some business users to build and manage integrations, speeding things up.
Making it more accessible.
Yes. And ideally, it might offer different interface options tailored to different user skill levels.
Good point. And given what we just discussed about challenges, I assume data quality features are high on that list too.
Oh, absolutely essential.
Yeah.
Robust, built-in data quality management features are critical. This includes capabilities for data profiling, understanding your data structure, and issues upfront tools for defining and applying automated validation rules, data cleansing and standardization functions, and ongoing quality monitoring dashboards. Some advanced tools even use machine learning to suggest or automatically apply quality corrections.
Okay, gotta have good DQ built in. What about connecting to all those different data sources you mentioned earlier?
That's number 4. Support for diverse data sources. A good tool needs comprehensive connectivity. Look for a wide range of pre-built connectors for common databases, SaaS applications, cloud storage, APIs, maybe even older legacy systems if you need them. It should be able to handle structured data like from databases, semi-structured data like JSON or XML from APIs, and maybe even unstructured data like text documents.
Connect to anything, basically.
Right, within reason, yeah. The broader the connectivity, the more future-proof it is. And finally, number 5 is strong integration with existing systems.
Playing nicely with others.
Exactly. The data integration tool doesn't live in isolation. It needs to fit seamlessly into your existing IT ecosystem. That means compatibility with your databases, your other enterprise applications, your security infrastructure like single sign-on, your monitoring tools, and critically, your business intelligence and analytics platforms where the insights are actually consumed. You don't want your new tool to create new integration headaches or silos.
Right, it needs to be a good team player in your tech stack. Okay,
Yeah.
That's a great checklist. Scalability, user-friendliness, data quality, connectivity, and system integration. It sounds like you need to pick a tool that can not only handle what you need today, but also what you might need 5-10 years from now. That leads to my next question. What's a key principle for building for that long-term future? How do you future-proof your integration strategy as much as possible?
That's a fantastic point, and it leads perfectly to my third pro tip. Build for change, not just for current needs.
Build for change. I like that.
It's absolutely fundamental in this space. You need to design your data integration architecture and choose your tools with maximum flexibility and adaptability in mind from the very beginning. Why? Because your business requirements will change. Your data sources will evolve, new apps get adopted, old ones get retired. The broader technology landscape itself is constantly shifting.
Nothing stays the same for long.
Exactly. So choose solutions and design processes that support the easy addition of new data sources without a major overhaul. Look for tools where modifying transformation rules is straightforward. Ensure your architecture can scale processing capacity up or down relatively easily. This kind of forward-thinking approach, building in flexibility, prevents incredibly costly and time-consuming re-architecting efforts down the line when your needs inevitably shift. It's about designing a system that can adapt and grow with your business, not hold it back.
That's incredibly insightful. Thinking about adaptability from day one, not just ticking the boxes for today's requirements. Speaking of the future and building on that theme, what are the big trends you see reshaping data integration right now here in 2025, and what can we expect just over the horizon? Where's this whole field headed?
We're definitely seeing several major trends rapidly accelerating and converging. Perhaps the most prominent is the continued rise of AI and machine learning actually within the integration tools themselves.
AI doing the integration.
Not quite replacing humans yet, but augmenting them significantly. AI is being used to automate incredibly complex tasks, like schema mapping between disparate systems. It's improving data accuracy by identifying subtle quality issues. It can intelligently discover relationships between data sets that humans might miss. Some tools even use ML to suggest optimal data mappings or automatically tune performance based on workload patterns.
So making the tools smarter and more automated.
Precisely. Alongside that, driven partly by regulations like GDPR and CCPA and just general privacy concerns, there's a huge increased focus on data governance. It's no longer an afterthought.
Governance is key.
It's becoming embedded. We're seeing the implementation of comprehensive frameworks for data lineage that's tracking the entire history and journey of your data, where it came from, how it was transformed. This is crucial for trust and audits. Plus, more robust access controls, better compliance management features, and immutable audit trails built directly into the integration platforms.
So governance isn't just a separate buzzword or a compliance department issue anymore. It's becoming integrated into the very fabric of the tools themselves, which makes sense.
It absolutely does. It has to be. We're also witnessing a significant evolution of integration platforms overall. They're really moving beyond being just simple ETL extract, transform, load tools.
Becoming more.
Yeah, becoming much more comprehensive data management platforms. They're starting to combine data integration capabilities with data quality tools, data governance features, maybe data cataloging, and even some basic analytics capabilities, all within unified solutions. The lines are blurring.
One platform to rule them all, maybe?
Kind of heading that way, or at least towards more integrated suites. Then, of course, the impact of cloud technologies continues to be absolutely immense. We see sustained, strong adoption of cloud-first strategies in most organizations.
Everyone's moving to the cloud or already there.
Largely, yes. And this, in turn, is driving the rise of multi-cloud, using services from AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, for example, and complex hybrid cloud environments that mix cloud and on-premise. This absolutely demands seamless connectivity and integration capabilities that can span all these different environments smoothly.
Making integration even more complex, potentially.
It certainly raises the bar. And finally, tying back to an earlier point, the insatiable business demand for immediate insights means the adoption of real-time analytics is a huge driver. Real-time data integration technologies are moving from being niche to becoming a standard expectation across nearly every industry. Businesses want insights now.
Okay, so AML baked in, much stronger governance, platforms becoming broader data hubs, the continued dominance of cloud and multi-cloud complexity, and the relentless push for real time. That's a lot shaping the future.
It really is a dynamic space right now.
Okay, so we've covered the what, the why, the how, the different types, the tools, the key features, and the future trends. This has been a fantastic deep dive, really illuminating the whole landscape. Now, let's get super practical. If someone is actually sitting down, maybe today or this week, tasked with choosing a data integration solution for their organization, what's the roadmap? What are the key steps for making that truly informed choice?
Right, moving from understanding to action. Choosing the right tool or platform really requires a systematic, methodical approach. You don't want to just pick the first shiny object you see.
Definitely not. So, step one.
Step one is you absolutely must assess your business needs thoroughly. And I mean thoroughly. Understand your current data sources. Where is everything today? What are the volumes of data you're integrating now, and what do you realistically project for the future? What are your performance requirements? Does it need to be real-time, or is batch okay? What are your future growth plans?
Don't just think about today.
Never just today. Also, what specific data types are involved? How frequently do they need to be updated? And what's the actual complexity of the data transformations you need to perform? Get really clear on the requirements first.
Okay, understand the requirements inside out. Then what?
Step 2 is to evaluate the integration capabilities of potential solutions against those specific requirements you just defined. Don't just rely on vendor marketing materials. Test connectivity with your actual unique data types and sources if possible. Rigorously assess how well the tool handles your most complex or challenging transformation logic. Does it have the functions you need? Can it handle the scale?
Put the tools through their paces.
Exactly. Kick the tires. Then, step 3, the ever-present reality. You need to consider cost and budget comprehensively.
The bottom line.
Yep. Look at both the upfront costs, licensing fees, initial setup, hardware if it's on-premise, and, just as importantly, the ongoing expenses. That includes maintenance contracts, vendor support fees, infrastructure costs, especially cloud consumption costs, which can be tricky to predict, and the often significant hidden cost of needing skilled personnel to operate and manage the tool. Compare the total cost of ownership, PCO, for different options, like cloud versus on-premise models.
Look at the whole picture financially.
Okay.
What's next?
Step 4 is to delve into vendor reputation and viability. You're not just buying a tool, you're entering a partnership. Research the vendor's financial stability. Are they likely to be around in 5 years? What's their track record for customer satisfaction? What's their market position? Critically, what does their long-term product roadmap look like? Are they investing in innovation, especially in areas like AI and governance that we talked about?
Do your homework on the company behind the tool.
Absolutely. Look for solid customer references, preferably in your industry or with similar challenges. And finally, step 5. Testing and trial options are crucial. Don't buy blind.
Try before you buy.
Take full advantage of any free trial periods or proof of concept POC opportunities offered by vendors. Use this time to test the tool with your actual data and representative integration scenarios, not just simple demos. Importantly, involve key stakeholders, the developers who will use it, the analysts who will consume the data, maybe even some end users to gather their feedback, and really try to test the most challenging or critical scenarios to push the limit and see how the solution performs under pressure.
Okay, so assess needs, evaluate capabilities, consider cost, check vendor reputation, and test thoroughly with real data and users. That's a very practical, step-by-step framework to navigate what can definitely feel like an overwhelming decision.
Hopefully it provides a clear path.
I think it does. So finally, let's say you've gone through that process, you've made your choice, you've signed the contract, and you're starting to implement. What are some of the key best practices that truly ensure success in the long run and help avoid those common pitfalls we discussed earlier? How do you make it stick?
Right, the implementation journey is just as important as the selection. My first piece of advice here, maybe the most strategic one, is to ensure you have a clear data integration strategy from the outset.
A plan.
A clear plan, yes, but one that is explicitly aligned with your overall business objectives and your broader data management and data governance goals. Don't just integrate data for the sake of integrating data. Why are you doing it? What business outcomes are you trying to achieve? Without this strategic alignment, even the best technical solution can drift off course or fail to deliver real value.
Tie it back to the business goals. Makes sense. What else?
Second, building on our earlier discussion, establish comprehensive data governance policies right from the beginning and make sure they are actively enforced. This means clearly defining data ownership, who is responsible for the quality and security of specific data sets, setting stringent, measurable data quality standards, outlining clear security requirements and access controls. These policies can't just be documents sitting on a shelf. They must be consistently implemented and enforced across the organization, often with the help of the integration tool's own governance features.
So having a clear plan and ironclad rules consistently applied is vital from the very start. Got it.
Absolutely. And beyond that, technically, you need to invest in robust monitoring and alerting systems. You can't manage what you can't see.
Visibility.
Exactly. These systems provide essential visibility into the performance of your integration pipelines. Are jobs running successfully? Are they meeting performance SLAs? And they monitor the ongoing quality of your data. Good monitoring helps you identify and address issues proactively, often before they escalate and impact downstream analytics or business operations.
Catch problems before users do.
That's the goal. And finally, looping back to the future-proofing idea. Plan for scalability right from the beginning of your design and implementation. Don't just build for today's volumes. Design your integration processes and select solutions that can seamlessly handle increasing data volumes, more frequent updates, and growing complexity without requiring a costly and disruptive complete redesign down the line. It's about building that adaptable foundation we talked about. Think long-term from day one.
Okay. Clear strategy aligned to business, strong governance enforced, robust monitoring, and plan for scalability. Excellent best practices. You've just received, everyone listening, a true deep dive, practically a masterclass in mastering data integration for 2025.
Hope it was helpful.
Incredibly helpful. We've unpacked everything from, what data integration fundamentally is and why it's so crucial for businesses today, to the different types of approaches you can take, the powerful tools available out there, those exciting future trends shaping the field, and finally, a clear roadmap for how to choose and successfully implement a solution.
Yeah, and if we just take a step back and connect this to the bigger picture, it's abundantly clear that the data landscape isn't static at all, is it? It's incredibly dynamic, constantly evolving at an unbelievable pace.
Absolutely.
And the ability to integrate data effectively, well, it's not just some technical task relegated to the IT department anymore. It's truly a strategic imperative. It underpins improved decision-making, it unlocks massive operational efficiencies, and it's absolutely foundational to overall business agility and maintaining a competitive advantage in pretty much any industry today.
So thinking about that, what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've spent this time talking about how large organizations are navigating this tidal wave of information, trying to connect the dots and make sense of it all. Maybe take a moment now to think about the information landscape in your world. That could be at work, or maybe even in your personal life.
Yeah, consider this final thought. If data is indeed the new oil, as the saying goes.
We keep coming back to that one.
It's a useful one. Then effective data integration is the refinery. It's what turns the crude potential into valuable fuel. So, ask yourself, what oil fields of disconnected information might you have in your own life or work? Maybe it's customer feedback, sitting in survey results over here, sales data in your CRM over there, and website analytics in a completely different system.
Silos everywhere.
Silos everywhere. How could integrating them, even in small, strategic ways, perhaps unlock surprising new insights or efficiencies for you? What new connections, what aha moments might you suddenly see if you could bring those disparate pieces together?
That's a great challenge for everyone listening. Look for your own disconnected data oil fields. We really hope this deep dive has given you plenty to mull over, plenty to think about, and perhaps even spark some exciting new ideas for navigating the ever-growing ocean of information that surrounds us all.
Absolutely. We hope you gain some valuable practical insights today and feel more prepared to understand, discuss, and maybe even start applying some of these concepts. There's always more to learn in this field, of course, and we genuinely encourage you to keep exploring the incredible potential that lies in connected, integrated information.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the POTENZA podcast series, where we decode SAP, automate with RPA, and analyze with precision. We hope you found today's conversation insightful and inspiring. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the technologies transforming tomorrow's enterprise. Got questions or ideas for a future episode? Drop them in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time. Thank you.